Good morning. I have my 5 things listed down for today, Sunday, March 16th, 2025. Current time, 14:35. Getting this day started right. So, let's see. Today I'm going to call my mom at some point, which she's in another state. You know, there's a time difference, so I should probably do that here soon. I'm going to go to a friend's house, hang out for a little bit. I don't know if she wanted to come tour the van or not, but our plan is to make mala beads. So I have beads and string picked out for another friend, and I'm going to make him the mala, but I want to do it at her place so I can show her how to do the knots in between all of the beads and everything. I like to go to my storage unit as well. I found some things in the van that I actually want to get back into storage. And my plan for this summer is to have a garage sale at somebody's house, somebody's garage. I'm going to have to find a friend who has a garage and who's willing to let me do a garage sale in there. So, yeah, like for example, I found this. Like, why did I have this in here? You know, it was in between my seats and the kitchenette. Wild. So yeah, I need to drop that off. And I think there was a couple more things. And then, you know, I finished my book yesterday, so it's time to find a new book. I do have a couple of books that are under my storage. I think I'm going to read Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. I've been really looking forward to reading that, so yeah, I've decided I'm going to start that one. Let's get this day started.
Hey, honey.
Hello, Mumzy.
Hey, baby.
What's up? So I couldn't go to the storage unit because they're closed. It's Sunday. My bad. I forgot. So tomorrow I'll do that. But I went to Goodwill and I got a new pan and a lid. So now when I cook pasta and whatnot, the steam isn't going to get onto my fabric roof and destroy it, you know, get it all wet. And then also, whenever I make pasta or whatever I need to drain, I have this little bowl with little holes. And then I can put the lid on it while I cook everything else. And voila! I am so happy I found that. What a random little thing that I found at Goodwill. She's excited. We are at the dog park now. So we are going to head out and go do the thing. You ready? Go ahead. While I cleaned out my van yesterday, I found her harness, so she shall keep that on now. Oh my gosh, she's turning into a white dog. I love when she rolls in the snow. My friend is unable to meet up today, so I decided to come to the dog park instead. And this time I'm actually doing the lap. Oh, it's a bit chilly. My nose is running. My fingers are cold. I'm trying to get video footage of it, and because there's less foot traffic here, you can actually get good footage without getting people inside of it. But yeah, I think I'm still gonna make the mala bead necklace for my friend, because the friend that I was gonna meet up with, she actually already almost finished hers. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make the one for my other friend and hopefully get that to him. Maybe I'll try and meet up with him tomorrow or something. But yeah, this is refreshing. I don't know what I'm gonna do when I don't have winters like this. Now all of a sudden I'm appreciating the winters. I mean, the snow is so beautiful, isn't it? Up. Ooh, you good? Sit. Yes, ma'am. Good job. Alright, we are done at the dog park. I'm so glad I got my jacket yesterday. No idea. I can tell this book, Think Like a Monk, is gonna do a lot for me. So there's this, try this, past values. It says, reflect on the 3 best and worst choices you've ever made. Why did you make them? What have you learned? How would you have done it differently? So we'll start with the 3 best choices I've made that I came up with. One of them is leaving an 8-year-long heterosexual relationship that I was in. Why did I make them? That was because something my mom said to me when I was a teenager that stuck with me, which we'll get to later because that's one of my 3 worst choices. What have you learned? I learned not to live for somebody else or because of a perceived standard from other people. How would you have done it differently? You know what? I wouldn't. I learned a lot. I don't regret that time. It wasn't my decision. I mean, it was, right? But it was because of something that I perceived. It's a long story. Number 2, going to Thailand with Chris and Peach from To Be Better. That was absolutely one of the best choices I have ever made. And I'll tell you what, I had just lost my job because of an OUI, and I was just, watching their podcast for a little while there, and finally they came up with this trip, right, to Thailand, and I had like $3,000 in my bank and no job. I was applying, but I went without a job for 3 weeks, and I said, fuck it, I need to do something to have something to look forward to, or this shit ain't worth it anymore. I've been having some thoughts. So I booked it. I booked the flight booked a trip. Like, I was dead set on going, and I did, and it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. So that was the why. What have you learned? I learned that it's okay to be impulsive sometimes. Because it was absolutely, like, I saw a video that they were just like, hey, we're going to Costa Rica if you, or not Costa Rica. I am going to Costa Rica with them though. We're going to Thailand. And then bing, bang, boom, same night, I booked it. I had no freaking job. Oh, wow. So, how would I have done it differently? I might have, done a little more thinking. I would have waited a little bit longer. Waited until I had a job lined up, first paycheck, whatever, But a little more responsible and not impulsive. And number 3, being disciplined to read almost every day. That is definitely one of the best decisions that I've made, because it has given me a lot of knowledge, right? Especially the books that I'm reading, they're not fiction books. I don't like reading stories like, Sally went up the freaking tower or whatever, like, I don't care about that stuff. I want stuff it has meat, it's gonna help me in life. And so why did I make that decision? It's actually because of a coworker. I was talking to him and I was going through a hard time, and I was like, I want to read, but I can't. Like, my attention span is absolutely terrible. I get so frustrated every time I try to read because I end up forgetting everything. I have to, like, go back and reread, and it's because of my attention span, right? And I didn't know how to overcome that. I just was like, I've written it off completely because I wasn't disciplined enough. So he said something to me. He said, well, don't wait until the future, like, whatever you have planned, like, just do 10 pages a day, because it's just 10 pages, right? Like, that's nothing. It's just 10 pages. And if you can't do 10 pages, do 5 pages. Like, just do a certain amount of pages every single day, and eventually, before you know it, you will have finished a book. And I was like, So I did it, and I've been doing it ever since. And I'm so grateful to his suggestion on that, and also me being disciplined in order to actually continue on doing that. Because yes, it was his idea, but it was me who actually made the decision and did the thing. How would I have done it differently? I would have not done it differently. I started my 10 pages a day and I did it. And now, I'm even doing more, right? Like, I try to do a chapter a day. Now to my 3 worst choices. Oh, this one's fun. So, number 1 correlates with my number 1 best decision. Holding on to what my mom said when I was a teenager. So, I used to dress up my baby brother up, like, with wigs and, my clothes and whatnot. They're all girly. Put makeup on him. He's a baby. Is funny. And his dad would get extremely mad, like almost homophobic mad. Like, it was bad, stupid. But anyways, a little while after that, she ended up just casually saying, because I was with my partner at the time that I was with for 8 years, she was like, I don't know what I would have done if you were gay. What? So then it made me think, like, can I not be gay? Like, is something bad gonna happen? Like, are you not going to accept that I'm gay? And at that time, like, yes, I was with him because, he liked me, he was persistent, we did the thing, and we were in classes together, like, but also, my mom really loved him, it was like, I got the ultimate stamp of approval, and I was like, okay, why not? I ended up leaving him for like a little bit when I was 17 and moved out of state and everything, but then I came crawling back, right? And I knew I was gay since I was 13 years old. Him and I got together when I was 15 years old. I knew that I wasn't attracted to males, you know, and I knew like 100% for sure when I broke up with him and actually got with women, then I was like, oh, I'm gay. You know, it's not just like I'm attracted to women, it's I like all of that. We're not going to go farther into that, but that was one of my worst choices, is holding on to what she said, because later on, after I came out, she stopped talking to me for a little while, and, you know, it was hard on her too, I guess. And when we did end up starting to talk, I told her why, you know, I was with him for so long and didn't come out, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, I don't even remember that. I was like, damn. Like, I held on to that for so long. I let it drive my life. She didn't even remember it. That's wild, you know? But it's because it was such a monumental thing, you know? Like, I felt like I couldn't come out because my mom might reject me, you know? Wild. Okay, moving on. Allowing myself to be psychologically abused by her. Not gonna say her name. It was my first relationship with a woman right after I broke up with the dude. And it was a trauma bond, honestly. So when I came out, I left him, everybody stopped talking to me. My mom, my aunt, my friends, right? Like, everybody stopped talking to me. They took his side, right? And even him, like, he was hurt at first, but even him, he was defending me to his family and whatnot. He's like, I understand, right? Because he knew. I told him that, you know, I was interested in women and we should, like, explore that together, but blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. So I got with her because I had nobody else. I was homeless. I was jobless. I had just gotten out of an 8-year relationship. Like, I was bonded to her because she's the only person who didn't leave. And then we ended up, you know, living together because I was homeless, and it just got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. You know, like, I let her control me so bad, my self-worth went out the window. There's so much to that, but it's one of my worst choices for sure. And then number 3, going to the bar that one night. So I'd broken up with her, but we were still living in the same house. We had a lease together. We had different rooms, but we were still living together. And I wanted to get the F out, right? Like, it was after my birthday. So for my birthday, I went out for like 4 days, went camping, did my own thing. It was very peaceful. I started drawing for the first time in a long time. It felt really good. And then a couple weeks later, I just couldn't stand being around her. I just had to get out. And there was this girl that I wanted to go out with, so we went to the bar. I blacked out. I don't know what happened. I didn't even have, my BRAC was 0.127. It's not even blackout range, bro. Like, I don't even, my mom and I suspect I may have been roofied or something, but I don't know. I can't confirm nor deny, you know, because I just don't know. But I got no UI. You know, I had a plan. I was going to drive there because I lived a bit away and I didn't want to pay for the taxi to go there. So I decided to drive, and then her and I would just go to her place in an Uber. And apparently, that's not what happened. She let me drive off. So I guess I'm going to admit this to the online, but I was driving on the wrong side of the highway, blitzed out of my fucking mind. I have no recollection whatsoever. I was on the road for 2 hours and I only made it like 5 miles maybe. Like I have no idea what the fuck I was doing. I barely remember getting pulled over. They had to pin my van. It was a lot. It was a lot. I barely remember the car ride, like, you know, them cuffing me and the car ride to the jail. I don't remember much of being in the jail. It's all very hazy, and I just slept for hours and hours. And for the 3 days after that, I was totally down, dude. Like, my brain hurt so bad. It hurt to stand up. And that's part of the reason why I think I was drugged. Because I know what a hangover feels like. And that 3 days, I couldn't function, dude. My face, like the picture of my at the jail, my face didn't look like me. It was, anyways. That was one of my worst choices. Now I can't even go to Canada because I have a freaking OUI and I'm stuck in Alaska. What have you learned from that? I have learned to be skeptical of people, right? Like, don't just put trust in somebody. Like, just because you make a plan doesn't mean they're gonna hold up their end, especially if you don't know them. Like, don't trust, bro. Don't trust newbies to your life. What would I have done differently? I would have taken an Uber there. I probably still would have gone out. Not gonna say that I didn't want to get away from her. I had nowhere to go. I didn't have friends, you know. That's a reoccurring thing in my life, not having friends. Like, actual friends. Whatever. I would have Ubered there. The $75 Uber there would have been worth it, so I didn't have to spend 10 grand on an OUI charge. Yeah. Not my brightest moment. So yeah, that's the challenge in this book for now.